Zaina, she never gave me any indication that she was going to betray us. That she was involved in our creation and wanted to sacrifice us to Mehrunes Dagon. At least the twins don't appear to be in imminent danger of exploding. Let me take another look at Zaina's contracts. Yes, it's here. Zaina used a holy book to show Von Dacia how to create the 4 ambitions. Could it have been the Mysterium Xarxis? She was always loyal to Dagon. She never wanted to help us at all. Hopefully, they're either still locked in a vault or wandering free like I was. I hate to think that Von Dacia captured them while we were busy elsewhere. I'm not sure what we should do next, my friend. It's beginning to seem hopeless. I hope you're right, but I can't see a way ahead from here. If all else fails, we'll destroy ourselves before we let Dagon win. We're the keys to unlock the barriers between here and the Deadlands. We can't allow ourselves to fall into his hands. Callia and Destron. They have no reason to trust me. Not anymore. But I'll still protect them. And somehow, I'll find a way to earn their trust again. Whatever Zaina did to prepare them to be sacrificed, it seems to have dampened their power. How long that will last, I have no idea. But until their power builds to uncontrollable levels again, they should be able to use it to help us. I'll try to train the twins as Zaina trained me. If all else fails, I can take them back to the Deadlands. The realm seems to naturally siphon off our energy and keep it at manageable levels. Not my first choice, but it will serve as a last resort. I'm sorry. I had no idea Zaina meant to betray us.
She wanted to kill us, Sombra. An apology isn't going to cut it.
Destron, Zaina betrayed Sombrin too.
Because he was stupid enough to trust her.
I will make this right. I promise.
Let's return to the temple. We shouldn't be discussing this in the street.
Gideon is not... You return at a grim moment, mercenary. While you were gone, word reached us that the Waking Flame is gathering an army. I fear it will soon march on Gideon. But Evely said you took the ambitions to learn about their powers. Did you succeed? We are all in danger. At least you kept the ambitions safe. I thank you for that. Concerning the cult, Evely and I have made plans. But first, I want you to have this. The Order of the Waking Flame has cast a net around Gideon. Von Dacia is gathering an army, including guards from the garrison who were loyal to him all along. He knows the ambitions were here, and that they have now returned. No, the city is no place for a battle. When foes surround you, it is wise to put your back spines to a tree. We will move the ambitions to Fort Redmane. The Imperials abandoned it years ago, but my Blackfin Legion has been restoring its defenses. No, I have another task for you. Summon what allies you can to Fort Redmane to help defend the ambitions. I sent my Legion ahead, but I fear we will need more warriors. Before you go, tell the ambitions what we are doing and why. They trust you. Tell the ambitions we will defend them with our lives. Just not here, where so many civilians could be endangered. Let us use Fort Redmane as the tree against our backs. Evely will see the ambitions safely to the fort. Talk to her before you go. I leave the specifics up to you. Consider who you have helped throughout Blackwood. Evely might have some ideas. Remember, this is not a mission for just any courier or messenger. The cult has made the roads of Blackwood especially dangerous. They are my brothers and sisters in arms, the finest Argonian warriors to ever emerge from Black Marsh. It started as a mercenary band, and was tempered in the Akaviri and Alliance wars. Now they protect Gideon, and they will protect the Ambitions.
Tell the Ambitions no army of crazed cultists is going to sacrifice them on our watch. But try not to alarm them, which might be tricky. After I send out the call for allies, I'll escort Sombrin and the twins to Fort Redmayne. Right. Anyone with an army that can help us. You head to Leowin. I'm sure Captain Rian would be happy for the Ivory Brigade to lend a hand. Beyond that, what about anyone else you helped here in Blackwood? Anyone have any soldiers they can spare? If that's the case, just alert Captain Rian after you talk to the Ambitions. Then head directly to Fort Redmayne. But if you have the time, go help some people. The fate of the world's at stake. Someone may join up in exchange for a good deed. Tell Sombrin and the twins I'll be with them shortly. I have a few more details to work out with the governor. After that, go see Captain Rian and then meet me at Fort Redmayne. But don't take too long. I'd rather you were there when the cult attacks. You went to the Deadlands? And you took the Ambitions with you? What were you thinking? What did you expect was going to happen in the Deadlands? That's where Mehrunes Dagon keeps all his stuff. Well, at least everyone made it back. Now, we just need to keep them safe from Vandacia and the Order of the Waking Flame.
Something's going on, isn't it? Seems like every Blackfin Legionnaire is in a hurry today. Let me guess. Von Dacia's coming for us again. I know the place. It's an old Imperial garrison, isn't it? I passed by it during my travels after Varen's forces released me from my vault. A fort is more defensible than Gideon anyway. I see the logic. Or aren't you coming with us? I swear to protect the twins in your absence. I took Zaina at her word, and it nearly cost Talia and Destron their lives. I'll die before I put them in danger again.
Challenge what you know. If you're courageous enough, all things are possible.
This was not such a grand idea. You have caught me in a moment of indecision, stranger. I set out with the idea of looking into strange rumors concerning Deepscorn Hollow. Now that I have had some time to think it over, I find that I lack the courage for the task. I am Zeechus. I deal in rumors, especially the sort that hint at opportunities. For example, there is a cave called Deepscorn Hollow on an island by the coast. It is said to be a smuggler's den. But that is not the only rumor about the place. Strange figures in hoods, travelers who disappear, masked nobles and dark rebels. Smugglers' tales to scare off the locals, or something more? You seem brave. Perhaps you are interested. Remember your old friend Zeechus if you find riches there.
I need some help. Thank the 8 Divines. I could really use some help. The name's Bastian. Watch yourself, friend. I was accosted by a dark elf at this very spot. She went into the cave over there hours ago, but she might return at any moment. The dark elf Tanare Vels. She's a traveler I met along the road. The cave is Deepscorn Hollow. The entrance is over by the dock. I'm here to retrieve a fellow named Quistley Silvel. His family sent me to find him. I think he's in trouble. Untie me, please. The Silvels will pay well if you help me get Quistley out of whatever trouble he's in. And I could use someone to watch my back. Interested? Oh, and check the shack. I think Tanare dropped something during our struggle. Oh, thank you. Look around, would you? I'd like to examine whatever my attacker dropped. A letter? I knew I saw something fall out of Tanare's satchel when she ambushed me. Why, this is a contract. Tanare Vels is bringing Quistley in to pay debts in Leowen. Damn it! I guess that explains why Tanare knocked me out and tied me up. Of course, that idiot Quistley would gamble away more than he had in his coin purse. He's done it before. Usually begs his parents for help, though. I ought to just let the Dark Elf have him, but it would be dishonorable. We better see if we can catch up to her. I'd like to leave her tied up and empty-handed when I drag Quistley out of here by his arrogant nose. Probably? Yes, I did. We were just idly talking on the road. It never occurred to me that someone else might be looking for that petulant brat. It's not the first time I've been asked to get Quistley out of trouble. I should try to hide it better, I suppose. We were raised together, more or less. Except he was the firstborn of a wealthy family, and I was the foundling they took in. Something which Quistley never quite let me forget. Well, it's the right thing to do. I mean, the Silvels gave me shelter, educated me alongside Quistley, even hired a tutor for me when I showed some magical aptitude. I owe them. And if looking at— No, not that I noticed. She said to keep an eye out for smugglers along the coast, and departed soon after. She likely just hung back and followed me the rest of the way. Foolish of me. I should have been more alert. All the time. House Silvel has interests in a dozen cities. I travel all over Tamriel, looking after their business. I'm a mage by training, but I spend my days dealing with contracts and cargoes. And chasing after Quisly. The Sylvels fostered me from the time I was small, seeing to my education and giving me a place in their home. As I grew older, Lord Sylvel employed me in the family business. What I want to do isn't important. I have an obligation.
This is different for Quisly. He's not one for any sort of rough living, other than maybe going to gambling dens and taverns in the seedier parts of town.
Probably? Yes, I did. We were just idly talking on the road. I should try to hide it better, I suppose. We were raised together, more or less. Except he was the firstborn of a wealthy family, and I was... Well, it's the right thing to do. I mean, the Sylvels gave me shelter. Educated.
A dock, an abandoned shack, a cave by the water. Huh? Looks like a smuggler's den to me. Maybe there's more to this place than meets the eye. First time I've had to look for Quisly in such a rustic location. Not his usual style. This is definitely not a smuggling operation. I wonder what this place was. Those roots. It looks like there's a... Quisly really got himself into this. Idiot.
Keep your voice down. Those lunatics will hear you.
They have captives. We mean you no harm. We're looking
Over
for someone.
here. I would not.
Let me
linger
help too!
here.
There's a
Flee
cult
if
of
you
Sithis in
value
these
your
caves!
life.
They sacrifice... Thank you. We've been here for days. You should get out of here too, stranger. These people, the Unmakers, they're crazy. I think they're preparing to sacrifice people. Why would anyone want to do such a thing? I've met no one by that name, but that doesn't mean he isn't here somewhere. The only non-cultist I've seen in days was a dark elf who sneaked by a short time ago. She motioned for us to wait and left without a word. I should go. They're cultists, I think. They follow someone called the Daughter of Sithis, and they talk about sacrifices to the Unmaker. I was on the road to Gideon when they grabbed me. Can I go now?
Before we continue, let's talk a moment. Cultists?
That explains some of the decoration in here. So much for the smuggler hypothesis. I didn't expect to have to fight through a nest of cultists to extract Quisly from this mess, but so be it. What's he gotten himself mixed up in now? What's there to know? They worship a god of death, darkness, and primordial chaos. Nothing good can come of that. Quisly's always getting into trouble, but it usually involves love or dice. He could be in real danger this time. Allowing Quisly to be dragged off to angry criminals is not much of an improvement. While Quisly might deserve it, I can't let Tenare Vels get him either. I want to try to grab one of these cultists and get some answers. Like the ruin just sunk into the ground here. Let's corner one of these cultists. They might know what's happened to Quisly.
I'm not really with them. Don't hurt me!
You there! Stop!
You'd better not lay a finger on me. You have no idea who you're dealing with.
Xanathar, give me patience.
What is the meaning of this intrusion? Who are you people? What do you think you're doing here? I warn you, I am favored by the daughter of Sithis. She will avenge every injury you inflict on me. Quisly Sylvel? He belongs to Leleus now. She is the daughter of Sithis, and none dare defy her. Leave while you can. You're fools if you think you can save him from her. The daughter of Sithis and her brother are in the Fane of Scorn. I don't know when she plans to grant Sylvel the kiss of Sithis. Someone else is to be sacrificed today. I've told you what you wanted to know. Can I go? Some dark elf they caught. Even now she faces the death of the crystal fangs in the next chamber. Leleus herself presides in the Fane below. I haven't been invited there yet, so I don't know for sure where it is. Now let me go. Please?
I don't believe him. I think he knows more than he says he does. The daughter of Sithis? The Fane of Scorn? I don't believe it. Quisly's fallen in with death worshippers? Hardly. The only thing that interests Quisly is himself. Either these Sithis followers hid their true nature to lure him in, or he's so besotted with a woman that he doesn't realize he's in danger. Either way, I'd better get him out of here. I'm not sure I believe this sniveling cultist, but we shouldn't let anyone get sacrificed. Not even Tenare Vels. Let's split up. You keep going, in case he's telling the truth. I'll see if I can find out more about the daughter and the Fane.
Please, I'll tell you anything you... I know where a map of this place is. It's not far, just, don't hit me.
Helpful of you. What else can you tell me?
Jeez, Vec. Thank you, stranger. Let's talk somewhere safer. Those idiots. Ugh, my skin still feels like I've got 1,000 tiny spiders biting me. That was horrible. Oh, and thank you. I don't know what someone like you was doing here, but I won't argue with Providence. Ah, the dutiful and not terribly clever mage. I'll bet he's angry with me. I took care not to inflict any permanent damage on him, and I fully intended to set him free just as soon as I finish here. It's business, not personal. Then you understand my predicament. I need Sylvel if I want Lars Tull off my back, but it's not worth getting myself killed over. Help me get out of here and I'll help you. I got a look at a map, so I think I know where you can find Sylvel. Not much. Lars Tull suspected that Quisley was hiding out in a smuggler's cave on the coast. I thought I'd have to check them all. Then I ran into your friend, Bastian. I knew there was something off about the smuggler story, though. It didn't fit. He must be in deep, if Lars Tull is willing to write off what I owe to get his claws on Quisley. Too bad for him, but it's a chance for me to get out of a bad situation. Lars Tull makes a good living from other people's mistakes, or desperation. I borrowed gold against imagined winnings like every gambler ever. You ask a lot of questions. Not to be rude, but I'd really rather find Quisley and get out of here. These cultists already tried to sacrifice me once, after all. I found notes left behind by some unfortunate scholar. He'd apparently come here to make a survey of the ruins. I hope he had the good sense to retreat when he found fresh evidence of a cult presence. More likely, he came to a bad end. I did. It's all the way down at the end of this maze, naturally. The scholar's notes hinted that it's an abandoned temple, once dedicated to Sithis. Well, probably not abandoned now. Good. I saw a rough map of this place before I got caught, so I think I know where to go. I'll keep out of your way if we run into more cultists. After that ritual, I'm in no condition for a fight. The cultists definitely go on and on about Sithis. Dead end and a vampire in a cage. This isn't terribly helpful. There's got to be a way through. I know what I saw on the map.
You're not part of this cult, are you? In fact, you appear to be
Maybe the
lost.
map showed a passage that isn't here?
Your dark elf friend watches me with no small amount of suspicion. Perfectly understandable, but I'm not a slave to my hunger. Why are you wandering around Deepscorn Hollow anyway? The daughter of Sithis is fond of sacrificing strangers. I have heard the name. The daughter of Sithis herself has him. These miserable Sithis pretenders. I can show you the passage you seek. I'll consider it payback for the way they locked me up. They hid the switch for a secret door under that crate over there by the wall. Clever. Lalace is a noble from Leowen who made a game of dabbling in dark lore. As I understand it, she found this place and managed to wake a presence that had been sleeping here for ages.
She surrendered to the darkness eagerly. I doubt that it cared. Fools and dilettantes bewitched by the daughter's powers. They believe she is the living embodiment of Sithis' dark will, servant of an ancient power. But the only power she serves is her own avarice and lust, like any greedy mortal.
Huh. Surprisingly helpful.
Wait. Would you do me a favor in return?
I knew it. I never grow tired of being correct.
Perhaps before you... I came here hoping the temple... Yes, that would be... I'm still capable of gratitude, stranger. I just want to be free.
This should take us right to the cult's hidden temple. Come on! Hold up a moment before we go on. I've been... I stumbled headlong into a bad situation once already. I do try to learn from my mistakes. I've been thinking. There's a good chance we won't find Quisley Sylvel alive. Nothing good. I wouldn't go so far as to say that it comes down to bringing Quisley in, or taking his place, but it's close. I really need to be free of Lars Tull. I barely persuaded him to give me this chance. I won't get another one. This may sound ghoulish, but... if Quisley is dead, I'd like his signet ring. It's big, gold, and set with rubies. If I bring it back to Lars Tull, it will show that I held up my end of our bargain, and he would take it in payment of my debt. Someone's coming!
Oh, there you are! I'm afraid I wasted my time on that cultist. He knew nothing. Glad I caught up to you. Oh, I see you found that... You put the fear of the gods into our captive cultist. He was sobbing on the floor when I gave up and left. I did meet a surprisingly talkative vampire, though. He told me which way you went. And seriously, do not turn your back on Tanare. Our weepy friend told me that Quisley's quite taken with this daughter of Sithis. Figures. My guess is he told her his family is wealthy, so she's keeping him alive for ransom. We'll probably find them in the shrine they call the Fane of Scorn. She seems like the sort who expects the worst. I remain optimistic. I don't always get along with Quisley, but I don't want him to end up sacrificed by the cult, or turned into some crime boss's object lesson for that matter. Not at the cost of his life. I'll figure out something. I always do. But just in case, warn Tanare that she'd better not try anything foolish when we get Quisley. She caught me off guard once. It won't happen again. You're not even going to apologize, are you?
I'm sorry?
Just keep your distance from Quisley. He's... Quisly!
I'm no use in a fight right
Bastian,
now. I'll
what
keep
are you
Arise,
doing
my
here?
brother.
Go away.
Kill these trespassers.
I'll just... Oh dear. I'll get out of the way.
I need to grab Quisly before he runs off again. Little bastard.
How dare you? Lalice would never have hurt me. She said so.
She murders people, you idiot! You were probably next!
I'm not talking to you. You spoiled everything. You and that lumbering oaf my father insists on sending to make my life miserable, and whoever that dark elf is barging in and ruining my life. Who do you people think you are? Well, that's just your opinion. Everybody here treated me as a guest of honor. And Lalace, the daughter of Sithis, chose me to be her consort. She told me that she'd give me the kiss of Sithis soon. Why would you ruin this for me? I can't believe they sent Bastian after me again. They treat me as if I were a wayward child. I am perfectly capable of managing my own affairs. I refuse to go. Claim me. I am not some sack of flour to be bargained over. Oh, very well. Bastian works for me, indirectly. I'll go with him. I can write a promissory note for the Dark Elf to deliver to her thug of a boss. He's a terrible person.
Bastian doesn't seem very fond of Quisly. I can't imagine why. We compared notes while you were talking with that simpering idiot. Bastian said he might have an idea that would solve things for both of us. Years ago, I lost everything trying to get my brother out of a fishy trading scheme. Lars Tull offered to help me. I'm still paying for it. It would be grand to be done with Lars Tull and to pull one over him at the same time. If Bastian's willing to work with me, and perhaps forget about the knocked out and tied up business, I think we might have room for a compromise.
Once we get Quisly out of here, I'm done. I've paid my debt to his family 3 times over. Alright. I think I know how to sort this out. If Tanare is prepared to listen, that is. I'm willing to overlook the knock on the head to settle this. First, we need to get Quisly out of Blackwood. Tanare doesn't have anything personal against him. Well, no more than anyone else who meets him. But the criminals she'd bring Quisly to might kill him. I'll threaten to tell his parents about this whole affair unless he cooperates and goes straight back to Daggerfall. Quisly knows that Lord Sylvel can cut him off. It's the only threat that actually scares him. He would have to earn a living. I think we can all walk away from this. We ship Quisly home, secretly. Then we make sure that Tanare has something she can take back to Lars Tull. Thank you, friend. I think Lord Sylvel would agree that you've earned your payment. What do you think, Tanare? Are you willing to give it a try?
I'll need to bring Lars Tull proof of Quisly's demise.
What kind of proof would you need?
I'm clearly not dead!
If I bring Quisly's signet ring to Lars Tull, he'll believe me.
That's what I was thinking. I'll tell the Sylvels that Quisly sold the ring to pay his debt.
I'm right here!
That ring should work. It might even cover most of Quisly's debt.
What? My ring? I'm not giving you a damn thing! Bastian, keep that woman away from me!
Here you go. I'll make sure Quistley understands to stay away from Blackwood.
Thank you. This should clear my account with Lars Tull. And perhaps clear yours with this ingrate and his family too.
We should leave this place. I'll see Quistley on his way when he comes around.
The trick to cinches is to tighten.
Mercenary, you have news? That explains the reports I received from my scouts. Increased and flagrant waking flame activity in the countryside around Gideon. I take it Von Dacia knows the ambitions are there? Governor Keshu is wise. Gideon isn't as defensible as Leon. A battle inside the city limits will cause untold damage and deaths among the common folk. Very well, mercenary. The Ivory Brigade will stand with the Black Fin Legion. I'll rally the Ivory Brigade here in Leowin, and we'll meet you at Fort Redmayne. We'll stop Von Dacia and his cultists. We have to. The cultists seem to have moved away from Leowin. I don't think the legates are in any immediate danger, but they're also no longer trying too hard to hide their identity. They're gathering in great numbers and setting up a perimeter around Gideon.
Monsters? Villains? What's the trouble?